Hello friends, when we analyze any electrical network, we will come across some basic terms frequently. So we can learn those terms first and also we can learn Kirchhoff's voltage law and current law today, and we shall try to solve some problems based on KVL and KCL. Let's start. Network is the interconnection of elements or devices. The resistor, inductor, capacitor, energy sources, diodes, transistor, these are the elements which form the network. Circuit is also a network, but it contains at least one closed path. It must contain at least one closed path, that is loop or mesh. For example, these two are electrical networks, but this network consists of some loops inside that, some closed path inside it. So it is considered to be a circuit. Every single element that forms the network is known as branches of the network. In this network, there are 6 elements. So the number of branches in this network is 6. A node is a point at which 2 or more elements connected together. The terminals of the elements are connected directly or through wires. Suppose 2 elements are connected by wires means that connecting point is considered to be a single node. For example, in this network, these 2 points, the current source and the resistors are connected by wire here. So this point should be considered as a single node. Next is loop. Loop is a closed path formed by starting at a node, passing through set of nodes and returning to the same node again, but we should not pass through any node more than once. For example, in this network, A, B, C, D, A is a loop, A, C, B, A is another loop, A, B, C, D, A is another loop. An independent loop is a loop that contains an element which is not a part of any other independent loop. For example, I am considering loop 1, 2, 3 in this network. In this network, the loop 1 contains the resistor R1 which is not a part of other 2 loops. And also the current source I is not a part of loop 1 and 3. And also the voltage source here is not a part of loops 1 and 2. So I can say these 3 loops are independent loops. The circuit element with resistance approaching 0 is known to be a short circuit. For example, copper wire is a conductor whose resistivity is almost 0. So a component is said to be a short circuited component when a path of 0 resistance is connected in parallel with it. Suppose if I say a resistor is short circuited means I am connecting a wire in parallel with the particular resistor. This is an example for short circuited path. When I excite this network through a current source, current starts to flow. When the current reaches this node, it finds 2 different paths. One path that provides no resistance and another path provides some resistance. Obviously, the current chooses this path only because in this path there is no resistance to its flow. So, there is no current flow through the short circuited component. In this case, through this resistor, there will not be any current flow. And next point to be noted is equivalent resistance of a short circuited resistor is 0. Since no current is flowing through this resistor, automatically the voltage across this resistor also 0 because by Ohm's law V is equal to I into R. I value is 0, so V value also 0. So for a short circuited path, the current flow through the element will be 0 and also the voltage across the element also 0. When the resistance of an element is approaching infinity means that element is called as open circuit. A circuit is said to be open if there is a gap, break or interruption in the circuit path. For example, in this network, the terminals A and B are left open. So, the current can't flow through this path because the current needs a closed path to flow through it. So, in this network, there is no current flow. So, I is equal to 0. So, by Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. So, R is equal to V by I. When I substitute I is equal to 0 here, I get R is equal to infinity. That's what I am saying. Open circuit have infinite resistance. Two elements are said to be in series connection if they share a single node exclusively. So same current will flow through that element. Two elements are said to be in parallel connections if they are connected to the same pair of nodes. So these two resistors are said to be in parallel. These three resistors are in series. This is the important theorem of network topology. If there are L number of loops and N number of nodes in a network, then total number of branches in that network B will be equal to L plus N minus 1. Next we shall see the Kirchhoff's laws. Kirchhoff's current law states that sum of the currents entering and leaving a node is 0, and Kirchhoff's voltage law states that algebraic sum of all the voltages around a closed path is 0. For example, in this node A, there are 6 currents flowing through it. The current directions are mentioned by the arrows. I1, I6, I5 and I4 are the entering currents into the node, and the I2 and I3 are the leaving currents. So by KCL, the sum of the I1, I6, I5 and I4 will be equal to sum of I2 and I3. That's what I have written here. I1 plus I4 plus I5 plus I6 is equal to I2 plus I3. Let's solve some simple problems based on KCL. First question, find the current I in the circuit. So in this network, 3 ampere current is entering in this node and 1 ampere and I ampere currents are leaving that node. So by KCL, the entering current 3 ampere is equal to leaving current. Sum of the leaving currents 1 ampere plus I. So 1 plus I. So automatically I value is 2 ampere. Second question, also find the current I in this network. So in the circuit, 4 ampere and 3 ampere currents are entering the node A, and 2 ampere and I ampere currents are leaving that node. So 4 plus 3 is equal to 2 plus I. So automatically I value is 5 ampere. We shall try another problem. The question is to find I1 and I2. There are two nodes in the circuit, node 1 and node 2. We shall consider this node as reference node with potential 0 volt and this node with potential V volt. So now we can write KCL for this node. By KCL, the sum of the currents entering the node is equal to the sum of the currents leaving the node. Which currents are entering the node? 6 ampere current and a dependent current source 4I2. These two currents are entering the node V, and the currents I1 and I2 are leaving. So we can write KCL at node V as 6 plus 4I2. Sum of the currents entering the node is equal to sum of the currents leaving the node, I1 plus I2. So by rearranging this equation, we can write 4I2 minus I2. So 3I2 minus I1 is equal to minus 6. Otherwise, I1 minus 3I2 is equal to 6. Mark this equation number as 1. What is I2? I2 is the current through the resistor 2 ohm. What is I1? I1 is the current through the resistor 1 ohm. So by Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. So that I is equal to V by R. So I is equal to potential difference divided by the resistor. So the current I through this resistor will be equal to the potential difference across this resistor divided by 2 ohm. This resistor 2 ohm. So what is the potential at this terminal? At this terminal, potential is V volt, and this terminal potential is 0 volt. So what is the potential difference? V minus 0, that is V itself. So V divided by 2, that is current I1. So what is current I2? Same, V divided by R, that is V divided by resistor 1 ohm. Substitute these I1 and I2 here. What is I1? V by 2 minus 3 into I2 value is V is equal to 6, which can be written as V into 1 by 2 minus 3 equal to 6. So V into 1 minus 6 divided by 2 equal to 6. So V into minus 5 equal to 12. So V is equal to minus 12 by 5 volt. So V value is equal to 2.4 volt. Now current value I1 is equal to minus 2.4. So minus 2.4 divided by 2, which is equal to minus 1.2 ampere, and I2 current value is equal to minus 2.4 divided by 1, which is equal to minus 2.4 ampere. The minus sign here represents that the current direction we have assumed here is just opposite to the current direction of the original current flow. We find the application of KCL at places where the current sources are connected in parallel. Two or more current sources are connected in parallel means we can sum up all those values and we can write that current source value as single current source. For example, in this case there are 4 current sources which are connected in parallel. So we can add up all those values. The entering currents takes the positive value and the leaving currents takes the negative value. So entering currents IS1 and IS3, so they take the positive values IS1 plus IS3, and leaving currents are IS2 and IS4, so they take the minus value minus IS2 minus IS4. We can group of all these 4 current sources into single current source, and we can replace this network by a single element like this. Try to find the I value here. Very simple. By KCL, the sum of the currents entering this node is equal to the sum of currents leaving the node. What are the currents entering? 2 ampere and 5 amperes are entering. So 7 is equal to, leaving currents are I plus I3. So 7 equal to I plus 3. So I value is equal to 7 minus 3, that is 4 ampere. Now we shall find the effective resistance value if the resistors are connected in parallel. See here in this network there is a voltage source which excites the network of 3 resistors which are connected in parallel. So I can write KCL at this node A as the current entering the node I is equal to sum of the currents leaving the node. So I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. What is I here? The current flowing from the source. So it can be written as V divided by R effective, that is the source voltage V divided by the effective resistance offered to oppose the flow of the current I. So that is written as R effective. So V divided by R effective is equal to I1. So I1 is the current flowing through the resistor R1. So I can be written as the potential difference across this resistor divided by that particular resistor, right? So the potential across this resistor is V, because these are connected in parallel. In parallel network, the potential will be same. So V here I can take this node as reference node and take the voltage as 0 volt. So potential difference across this resistor is V minus 0, that is V itself. So V divided by R1 is the current flowing through the resistor R1, and I2 can be written as V divided by R2 plus V divided by R3. When I am taking out all the V values, V divided by 1 by R effective is equal to V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Now cancel out V both sides. So 1 by R effective is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. If only 2 resistors are connected in parallel, it can be written as 1 by R effective is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. When cross multiplying this, we can get R1 plus R2 divided by R1 into R2. These 3 points should be remembered always. Voltage across the resistor in parallel circuit is same. Voltage is same in parallel network, but the current is divided along the branches, and by KCL total current is equal to the sum of branch currents. Next we shall see the current division rule. This is a current divider network because 2 resistors are connected in parallel. In parallel resistors, parallelly connected resistors, current will be divided and voltage across the resistors will be same. See here, a total current of IT is flowing through this path and it finds 2 resistors which are connected in parallel. So the total total current will be divided among the 2 resistors. So it is divided into I1 and I2. So I can write IT is equal to I1 plus I2. If you want to find the current through this resistor R1 means you have to write other resistor R2 divided by total resistance R1 plus R2 into the whole current entering the network IT. If you want to find the current through this resistor R2 means you have to write R1, other resistor R1 divided by total resistor R1 plus R2 into total current IT. Is it clear? If you want to find the current I1, which is current flowing through the resistor R1, means the numerator term will be other resistor R2 divided by total resistance R1 plus R2 into the total current entering the current divider network. Suppose if you want to find current I2 means other resistor is R1. I2 is the current flowing through the resistor R2. So I have to write R1, other resistor R1 divided by R1 plus R2 into the whole current entering the network IT. Recall Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law states that the algebraic sum of all the branch voltages around any closed path in a circuit is always 0 at any instance of time. It can be otherwise stated as the sum of potential drops is equal to the sum of potential rises in a closed network. Normally, if the current is flowing from positive terminal to negative terminal, then it is considered as voltage drop, and if it is flowing from negative to positive terminal, it is considered as voltage rise. So take this example. In this network, a current I is flowing in this closed path. So current is flowing in this direction, negative to positive. So here it is a voltage rise. In these three resistors, current is flowing from plus terminal to minus terminal. So here in the three resistors, the current is the voltage is dropping. So voltage rise Vs is equal to voltage drops V1 plus V2 plus V3. Vs is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So take this simple problem. We have to find the voltage drop across this resistor V1. So current is flowing in this direction, so negative to positive. So here it is voltage rise, plus to minus, plus to minus, plus to minus, plus to minus. So in all these 5 resistors there is voltage drop only. So voltage rise 30 volt is equal to voltage drops, sum of the voltage drops 2 volt plus 1 volt plus V1 plus 3 plus 5. So automatically V1 value is equal to 19 volt. We find the application of KVL here. If number of voltage sources are connected in series, they can be converted into a single voltage like this, voltage source like this. We can add up all those values, but the terminal should be remembered. So here it is plus 2 minus, plus 2 minus, minus 2 plus, plus 2 minus. So minus 2 plus voltage source should be considered as positive. All other 3 should be considered as negative. So Vs is equal to Vs3 minus Vs1 minus Vs2 minus Vs4. Now we shall find the effective resistance value if the resistors are connected in series. So here the resistors are connected in series, the voltage sources exciting that network. So I can write by KVL V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. V1 is the voltage across the resistor R1, V2 is the voltage across the resistor R2, and V3 is the voltage across the resistor R3. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So what is V1? By Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. So V1 is equal to I into R1 plus V2 is I into R2 plus V3 is equal to I into R3. Taking out I value common, we can write V is equal to I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. So V by I is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So V by I is the R effective value. So if 3 resistors are connected in series, I can write R effective value is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So in seriously connected resistors, same current flowing through all resistors, but voltage is divided among them. Sum of the voltage drops will be equal to sum of the applied voltage. So this is a voltage divided network because these 2 resistors are connected in series. In seriously connected resistors, voltage is divided. So a total voltage V is applied here. That voltage is divided among the resistor as V1 and V2. So by voltage division rule, V1, that is the voltage across the resistor R1, V1 is equal to the same resistor R1 divided by total resistor R1 plus R2 into the total voltage applied. So that is total voltage V. Same way V2, that is voltage across the resistor R2 is equal to same resistor R2 divided by sum of the total resistors R1 plus R2 into the total voltage V. That's all friends. We have discussed about some network terminologies, KVL, KCL, their application, then resistors connected in series and parallel, voltage divider circuits and current divider circuits, voltage division rule, current division rule. Then we have also talked about the open circuits and short circuits. So recall once again and prepare well for your exams. Thank you.